I'm not a bragger, but I am a reminder. I think some of the pushback that you're seeing from the Republicans is a real foreshadowing of what we are going to continue to see, over the next couple years, especially with midterms coming, because I think that they know that it is going to be a bloodbath. It's starting to turn around. Trump is effed. He's effed. The people around him are effed. The Republicans, they're effed. There's no way out of this. And every day it gets worse and worse and worse. And all I can sit and do is wonder how on earth people think Trump is still going to be in there by 2028. Here's why that all makes me smile, is because the darkness has been for so long. And I feel like I felt the darkness before it even got here. And so when you're out there telling everybody and trying to warn people of who he is, what he is, and all the stuff with COVID and everything else, and you just feel like you're delivering bad news all the time, and people don't like that. And then yet when I tell people ahead of time what I think is coming with him, it's hard to believe because people get scared to believe. But here we are, and every day forward, it is going to get worse for him. That was a rebuking of his ass today, of Mr. President Piggy. That was a rebuke of him, regardless if he says he wants this or Johnson wants this. Like, now it has to go to the Senate, and some of them may want to mess around with it. But then again, like, this was such a spanking in the House that the Senate might feel pressured to do the exact same thing. Then we'll see what Trump does. But always remember, he could have them released right now. And even if we get them, yes, I'm sure they'll be heavily redacted, and then we go to the table like we want the redacted ones. Because to me, it doesn't really matter if it comes out or not, because the damage is done. And the longer it sits there and isn't resolved, like fully, that we all see the names and we know what happened, especially as Trump loses more and more power as the lamest duck president ever, people are going to want those. They're not going to feel like they shouldn't have him and that he probably is one of the bad guys. So yeah, this is a real problem. Someone in one of my comments said, because I was trying to say, like, we have blue waves, then we have blue tsunamis, and I'm like, I believe this midterm is going to be bigger than that. And someone said it's going to be Noah's flood. That's what it's going to be. It's like, I mean, a tsunami, it's going to be a flood. This is going to be historic. And that's the future I'm living into. So we all live into a future, like our brain focuses on something that's coming in the future, that you believe how things are going, and then that's how you feel. So it's felt so dark for so long, and it was like hard to feel joyful, hard to, be very positive. I think what has kept me sane during this is that I know cults and I know con men. So I could start to see when the shift was going to happen. And I knew that as soon as it got in full power, January 20th, that's when the cult would start breaking. And it did. But to see it happen as quickly as it did, and again, I know I was seeing it ahead, but that's because of my background. And so, but like, I could finally start to breathe again. And now it's like I can inhale, exhale, it's like I can get the full breath. I have energy of life again, because the future I'm living into is that guy's going to be a pariah. Trump is done. The whole group of them is done. I'm hoping somehow it impacts ICE very soon. I saw that video the other night of an ICE agent. I think he was near LA. He was in Long Beach. And he got arrested by police after harassing a Latina woman in a restaurant in the bathroom. And then he set his gun down before he got over to the police, like behind something. And he was like, I'm Border Patrol, I'm Border Patrol. Anyway, they ended up tasing him. He's screaming, you're so stupid, whatever. So they tase him. So he's down at the jail. And then he's like practically crying, like, you guys don't even know how hard it is. Do you know what it's like to be here doing all that you can and everyone hates you, and the people in the LAPD hate you? And do you know what doxing is? And people showing up to your parents' house and like saying they don't like you. Like, you know what that's like? It's like, you chose the job, bro. And so to me, it really showed the impact it was having on them. And now we have judges telling Trump to fuck off and saying, no, you can't gerrymander. So we've got judges doing this. The Supreme Court may come back soon and say, like, yeah, no on the tariffs. Like, everything he planned on, everything he tried to do. And the second he came out and he was running as fast as he did, or like trying to run all the plans, flood the zone, I was like, oh man, how does he make it to 2028? And if you look in the comments on the right, they're either still so with him because they've got his mushroom in their mouth and will drink the Kool-Aid. But the other ones, I mean, some of them are talking about impeach him, we need 25th Amendment, like he's going to destroy everything. And some of them are saying they're going to vote Democrat. And a great deal of them are saying they're just not going to vote. I'm going to do a video with all the screenshots, but it will be a very long video because I want you to understand how real this is. This tide has turned. He's being dragged back out to sea, and hopefully it just sinks to the bottom, never to be heard of again.